Let's get our conversation started on the program Politics Today on independent television and radio with the ongoing crisis rocking local government councils in Edo State. Our panelists for today, let me welcome Comrade Collins Amadi Osai, who was the Deputy Director of the APC Campaign Council Media in the Edo State governorship election 2024. Comrade, thank you for joining us on the program.
Good morning, very good morning, and happy New Year to you, Sonny Duke.
You're all smiles. So what's brewing? Anyway, I'll come back to you in a moment. But let's quickly link up with Esosa, where he was also a member of the PDP Campaign Council, Media Campaign Council in the last governorship election, which took place in the state. Esosa, thank you for joining us on the program as well.
Good morning. Good morning and happy New Year once again. Morning.
Thank you.
My brother Collins.
Okay.
Good morning.
All right. We also have Chief Daniel Akwamoka Matthews, is a chieftain of the Labour Party and is joining us from the UK. Chief, thank you for joining us on the program this morning.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. It's a great privilege and honor to be in your show. I also want to extend my Happy New Year greetings to the other panelists, and I hope we're going to have a meaningful discussion. God bless.
Thank you.
As usual, you also have a role to play on the show. That will be much later when our studio line will be open so you can call and contribute to the discussion. We always admonish that you be civil, be brief, because there are so many others waiting on the line, and avoid casting aspersion on anyone. Let's try as much as possible to focus on the issue. And we'll always say that views canvassed by our guests on the show, they're entirely theirs. They're not the views of the station. Thank you so much for your understanding. Let me start off with you, Collins. We're here now. Council chairmen were suspended by the State House of Assembly following a letter written by the governor. But what has taken a lot of people by surprise is this gamut of impeachment that we're seeing from council to council. What is this about?
Thank you very much. We are not strange to the obvious. You know, when the governor asked a very simple question, how have you, through writing, probably.
Probably, you're not even sure?
Yes, probably, because, yes, I don't have that evidence that they were written to, but okay. I know through the House of Assembly, okay, they were asked, you know, after the deputy governor met with the then chairman, to please furnish government house with their doings, probably the financial deeds. And they probably even demanded for 24 hours. Then the deputy governor told them, though 24 hours may be too little for you, you use 48 hours. And going back home, they said, no, they won't do that. Then probably the governor, as we were told, because I didn't hear directly, wrote to the House of Assembly, asking them to also exercise their part of their constitutional rights to then ask. When they also demanded the same from the same council chairman, they felt there was also no need to oblige the request of the House. And to that effect, the House then placed them on 2 months suspension. And our brothers went to court and probably got 1 or 2 injunctions, as I was told, or we saw on TV, because I didn't see it empirically in my hands, that all status quo should remain. Probably at the time they went there, the status quo was already that they were suspended. So while working probably within that frame to lift the suspension, and they were also saying to the House of Assembly, they were accountable to, the councillors they were accountable to, and it was the councillors that had power to impeach them. And before you knew what's happening, most of the councillors in some of the local government got to really realize that they had such a power that the council chairmen, most of them never allowed them to exercise. So it's time to catch you up. Okay. Then they started acting accordingly. Yes, some were for, while some were against. Okay. Probably the one that were against, you know, had a more superior authority in politics, went ahead and do the needful by impeaching them. And even the one for my local government already, for example, some of us, like the former leader of the House, Harrison Zeko, I heard spoke just now. I knew, because we were friends, that he won as a councillor. That was the only time I knew he was a councillor, you know, at the time.
Yeah, but
I am coming, sir.
Yeah, because you need to quickly cap up the point, because if you're saying that the councillors are the one impeaching, we're seeing in the case of Oredo local government, the councillors led by the leader of the legislative arm in that video is saying that
it wasn't them.
It wasn't them. So who impeached? Allegedly impeached the council chairman.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Probably they don't even know if they were still councillors. Now, let me tell you why they don't know. Now, when they became councillor, Tom Obaseki carried all of them and went to drop them inside the primary school in Mission Road.
Was there another election that
I am not coming. Let me not tell you. Let me not tell you.
Yeah.
You don't need another election when constituencies are recalling. You don't do election.
But was there any recall?
That is what we are saying. They don't even know.
Okay,
Just
so
as we don't know, because they have been in the dark, thrown into a primary school, because the offices we built for them as our councillors to help check the chairman, the executive excesses or administrative role was at Urokpota by King Square.
Okay.
Then they were no more in King Square. We don't know where they took them to. So probably during when they were there, there are some other persons who are already functioning as legal councillors. Maybe those are the persons.
No, I mean, can people just come into the legislative arm and start functioning? No election, no recall. Is that possible?
Okay, now you tell me.
I'm asking a question.
I am coming now.
Yeah.
You're in answering this.
Yes.
Ever since they assumed office, have you seen any tape anywhere they have gathered as councillor of Oredo and made either an oversight or do anything that Edo people saw that they were doing as a functional councillor? Okay. We have never seen that. Okay. Nobody even knows. I'm sure it's even strange to many of the constituencies to even say that they are councillors.
Okay, let me proceed there, Comrade Collins Amadi Osara. I like to link up with Sosa. Sosa.
Uncle Duke, I'm here.
Yes. Okay. Can you hear me, Sosa?
I can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Okay. Now the question, I know you want to react to some of the things that Collins said, but the question that I'm directing to you has to do with the allegation that some council chairmen were allegedly paying about 800 million naira to certain party chieftains, some of your party chieftains, and that is something that the governor on Tuesday, while welcoming some of the acting chairmen in Government House, alluded to. I'd like to get your reactions along those lines.
Well, thank you so much, Uncle Sonny, for this opportunity. I really don't know where the Pueblo-led government got that got wind of the statement that council chairmen were made to pay the sum of 800 million monthly to political leaders. I thought those political leaders would be named, and then the various months when a council that has been in office just since September, this council came on board September 4th, 2023. So I don't know how they'll be able to raise 800 million naira per month, considering the volume of work that is allocated to the council to begin to pay to political leaders in Edo. I don't know. That is a very, very weighty allegation. And in any case, I thought there were institutions that could investigate such allegations rather than deploying the sledgehammer to just chase these council chairmen away as if these are elected council chairmen. Elected, and many of them have been doing their best supporting grassroots development, bringing about grassroots development, paying salaries as at when due, and there are a whole lot of developmental activities as it concerns local government. So I don't know where the allegation of 800 million is close to $1 billion. You need just about 200 million to add up to make it $1 billion. How much does council have? I am press secretary in Ikoba. How much does council have to begin to pay to political leaders in Edo? Not even that they gave them a contract to maybe supply school chairs or build, renovate school classroom blocks and all of that, or build primary health centers, which councils are known for. Like in my Ikoba, since September, you're very much aware, 4 markets has been built since September last 2023. That the Ikoba local government chairman came on board. There are primary health centers that that were not completed in his first term that are now being completed. Over 18 transformers have been given to 18 communities between that September 4th and now. So I don't know where the allegation of 800 million is coming from. We understand the issues. These issues are more political than they are real. These are political issues. And I think this administration should find a way to focus more on governance. My brother Collins and I, we share views over the phone regularly. And you can see him struggling to defend the issues. And if even last week Collins and I spoke, and I can see that his views are quite different from the views that we shared one-on-one over the phone. But that is not to be revealed because he's my friend and I wouldn't want him indicted. But I think it is not all issues that your party. No, Collins, hold on. You can't just come around and begin to defend all issues because you are a party man. There are ways you can advise your governor. There are ways you can call your governor to order. And I think these lawless and illegal and draconian ways of sacking chairmen is not going to go well for, because we are nearing 100 days. This government is nearing 100 days in office. At the end of the 100th day, what would this government be able to pinpoint as significant achievements other than lawlessness, other than violence, other than brigandage? Go to councils now, they are a shadow of themselves. Nothing is happening. Nothing like governance, nothing like development is happening. And the president has asked that governors must find a way to collaborate with council chairmen, irrespective of party, to drive development at the grassroots. And you are coming here to tell me that councillors didn't know that they have been.
All right, Esusa, let me just pause you.
Where did
let me
remove
pause you
them?
for a moment.
I
Let me
think we
pause
should
you
be
for a
careful.
moment. Yes,
Thank
I'll
you.
come back to you.
Thank
Chief Daniel Ahomoka Matthews, even though you live in the UK, you've been following these events in the state as it relates to the crisis rocking local government. I mean, we saw the suspension followed by the gamut of impeachment that has been ongoing. In the case of Oredo that we just saw, the councillors are saying they have no hand in the impeachment, but there is a reaction from the PDP just yesterday that expressing their displeasure over that. What is your take on the implications of these developments on democracy and the rule of law in Nigeria?
Very good. I have the license and the freedom to speak without being a party man or a loyalist to either APC or PDP. And for the purpose of clarity, I also supported Senator, now Governor, His Excellency Governor Mondo Pablo, as a credible person to be the governor of Edo State. Despite I'm from Labour Party, I never quit my party. I was one of the very first people in Labour Party to cross carpet and endorse Senator Monday, now His Excellency the Governor. And I must say, with all fairness, and this might sound a little bit controversial, and I pray people can take this to Senator Monday. We voted for Senator, or rather Governor Monday, not for a third term of Oshomole or anybody else. The most cowardice thing to do is for him to remove those chairmen either with a conniving of the House or the councillor. It is in his own perimeter of power to do that. And he has done that. That's not what we voted for. Even though if the election that brought the local chairman may not be totally kosher, it was an election. It's a democratic process that brought them. We may not agree to the result, but there was a process that brought them. And in a democratic process, there's debate, there's back and forth, and there's process. If there's illegal thing they're doing, there's the law to remedy that. Your Excellency Governor Monday, some of us who voted for you not because we are part of your APC or part of your inner core or part of those who are expecting anything from you are really, really saddened by what you try to do. We know the state governor controls the local government all over Nigeria. If that wasn't the case, the federal government would not be pushing for local government autonomy right now. They will not be pushing for local government autonomy. And the fact that PDP is in charge of this local government for now does not mean they're going to be there forever. Guess what? Election is around the corner. It should respect the law. Governor Monday, I supported you with my money. You didn't give me a penny. My group, you didn't give me a penny, and I'm not asking you for that. I'm speaking as a brother. We expect more from you. Focus on the reason why we support you. This is disgraceful. This is painful for many of us. And it's embarrassing. People who look at people like us, I say, you're an intellectual man. How are you supporting a man like this? You say, exposure matters. Regardless of education, exposure matters. Senator Monday or Governor Monday, you need to be exposed and surround yourself with credible-minded people who will give you the right advice. I am disappointed. This is the first thing you're going to do. You basically disgrace democracy that brought you into power. You supported the removal of the chairman. By no means necessary, you should be doing that. Even violating the court order. I supported you because I interviewed you, spoke to you as an honorable man. And we voted for you. We didn't vote for a third time of anybody else. If you cannot speak in the public sector, by now we accepted it during the primary, we accepted it during the general election. Get a coach. Even Obama have a speech writer. Speak for yourself. Speak for the government you're supposed to be leading. Why is Oshomole...
Chief Matthews, let me pause you there. I don't try to be a bit too emotional and personalize these issues. Let's look at the issues dispassionately as they are. But I'll come back to you in a moment. If you just join us, it's still Politics Today on independent television and radio. Our focus is on the ongoing crisis rocking local government in Edo State with the gamut and gales of impeachment and, of course, the violence that has trailed some of the local government councils. And we now have acting chairmen in those councils. And the reactions and counter-reactions coming forth. We will take a short break. We'll be back with you with more on the program. Don't go away.